Broker Bulletin acknowledges the traditional custodians of all the lands across the country on which we record our podcast and pays its respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Welcome to the Broker Bulletin podcast, where better begins. Join us as we chat with brokers about what's working for them, what drives them, and the real challenges and wins that matter most right now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Broker Bulletin. I'm Grace Ormsby, and today we are chatting with someone who's been in the mortgage broking industry for a fair while now. I think that's a fair enough statement to say, and he is doing an incredible job of it. He is the founder and CEO of Mortgage Navigators here in Sydney, George Massouridis. George, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
George, when Jenny, your PM, came along and said that you would be the perfect man for this role, I was quietly stoked because we've heard a lot about how amazing the Mortgage Navigators business is and what you're doing in the space and the growth that you're going through at the moment is pretty phenomenal. So I think it's pretty important to be able to share that story loud and proud with everyone here at LMG. Before we do get into the nitty-gritty and look behind the scenes of that and what that's actually looked like for you, give us a little bit of a rundown about the business.
We're based in the inner west. We've been around for 27 years. We have at the moment, there's 9 of us as staff. There's 9 of us in the business, of which at the moment we have 3 brokers overall, 2 parabrokers, and some other support staff as well. So currently we're operating out of our office in the inner west in Elwood, New South Wales.
Are you happy to share any numbers, any figures? Or
Sure, no problem.
What's the loan writing capability like of the business?
We're probably going to hit anywhere between 150 plus million a year.
Your start in the mortgage broking industry, what was that like? Private lender beforehand. What prompted the switch?
Prior to that, I was with Westpac for 7 years. What prompted, as a BDM with Westpac before I left Westpac, I was actually assisting the retail space in referring deals to Westpac, where Westpac couldn't do to brokers to refer us at the time, back in 1999. And I saw what brokers were doing then, what their offering was, and it was a pretty ordinary. So I thought this is an opportunity for me to leave and do this myself. And that's when broking was direct, where you had your accreditations direct. There was no aggregator. I made the decision with my wife. I had a newborn who was only 2 or 3 months old. And I thought, I've got to do this now. If I don't do it now, I'll regret it. And here we are 27 years later.
Was it intimidating?
It was very scary.
At the time?
Very scary.
Yeah.
It was very hard. But I'll be honest with you. And what was important, because I was with Westpac and I was a pretty good loan writer at the time, always exceeding my targets, I spoke to Westpac. And what they did for me at that time is this, the day I resigned from Westpac, they accredited me as a broker with Westpac pretty much the day after I resigned, which allowed me to continue to do what I was doing. So I'm very grateful and continue to be grateful for Westpac and St. George as well. They were my first 2 banks that allowed me to continue without any break in what I was doing for the last 7 years as a banker. So pretty happy and very, very thankful.
Wow. So you've gone from 2 lenders being accredited with to now, what, a panel of...
40, 50, whatever. Prior to that, I was direct before I came to Fast. It's amazing. I look back day in, day out, and it's important. Success is measured a lot of ways. You know how sometimes you ask me what volumes you do. It's not about the volumes. It's about remaining relevant all these years and still being successful and having thousands of clients or help thousands of clients over the years. And I think that's more important for me. And being able to do that for such a long time and still remaining relevant and still in touch with what's going on.
And I want to pick up that relevance piece again a little bit later, but I'd love to stick on because there are a lot of people who are always kind of umming and ahhing whether they should start their own business to take that leap. And for you, it was quite intimidating and obviously your life circumstances at the time. It
was a very big decision. It was very hard. It was the first 48 hours was extremely tough. As I said, you just got to back yourself. And if you love what you do, especially if you're in the finance industry, for example, it'll always work out. You have to back yourself. And more importantly, surround yourself with the right people early in the piece.
Some great advice there. So 27 years ago, this all happened.
Correct.
And how long did it take, do you think, before you felt like you had done the right thing? Was it immediate? Like, this is what I meant to be doing? Or was it a bit more of a slow burn?
I'll tell you a story. I don't know. A lot of people don't know this about what happened when I started. I made a decision that I'm not going to have a brand for a year. The unfortunate part for Westpac was the mobile phone that I had with Westpac was my number. So when I left Westpac, the phone kept on ringing. So for the first 12 months, I had no brand, had nothing. I just relied on the phone to ring. And I thought if I can get through the first 12 months, then I'll go and brand. And that's what I did. A year later, I went to a company, came up with some concepts, and then Mortgage Navigators was born actually a year after I was broking. So I did that for a whole year to test. I didn't want to try something and fail. Thought I'd let it go for 12 months, see how, and here we are.
There you go. That's not...
No one knows that.
Not what we hear very often on this
Yeah.
podcast, that people do manage to do a whole year. Obviously...
We had a name, but not no image, no brand as such. Just relied on our phone to ring.
There you go. And times do change. Would you do the same thing now? A whole year with no branding?
Oh, no, you can't do that because no one will connect with you. No one will want to transact with you if you haven't got a brand behind you.
Times change, don't they?
It is.
So looking back on that period, you've seen the global financial crisis. You've seen, Y2K was right about the beginning of that. You've had lots of tech booms and busts in that period as well. We've seen a huge change in social media, the move towards the internet, away from home phones and I guess even
fax machines.
Yeah, in-office branches to more mobile, visit you working from home, all of that. And as you said, staying relevant that whole time.
And adapting to change.
How do you keep that in your mindset? What are some of the things that do go through your head when you are coming across? Because I feel like that's still so relevant in 2026 that we are seeing so many changes. We're seeing housing crisis pressures. We are seeing budgets be released, government policies change and all of that. And it does feel uncertain a lot of the time, AI, with what's going on there.
You've got to stay in touch, but also what you do at certain points of your business life, you'll bring professionals or individuals that are qualified to help you do that. You can't do it all yourself. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of things. A lot of brokers that succeed or don't succeed because they think they can do it all themselves. But if you surround yourself with the right people at certain milestones in your career, that allow you to change because they'll bring change. When you're a broker for 26, sometimes you don't like change, but when you bring the people in, they'll force you to change, and you at first you're a bit apprehensive, but then you just think, God, thank God I did it, and it's funny. Hindsight's wonderful. I think it's the people. It's the people around you. Very, very important. People, and obviously the aggregators around you. The people is not just necessarily my people. It's the other people around you, your aggregators, your PMs, all those, your bankers, your anyone. It's your family, everyone. It's very, very important.
I do love that you brought up people, and obviously there is more than just who does work within the business, but honing in on that idea of the people that are within your business now. I do know that you have an extremely long tenure of people that do work with you. So you said nine staff?
7 staff.
7 staff.
9 includes myself and my wife, so 7 others. The funny thing is we have one of my staff members actually last week, she celebrated 25 years with us.
That's crazy.
That's great. You don't get that very often.
No.
So Irene's been with us now for 25 years last week.
Congratulations, Irene. I want to give her a round of applause here.
Very special last week on the 4th of May. 25 years, 9 years, 8 years, 7 years, 9 years. So, and we've got we've got our GM that started with us recently, only since December. And we've got a partnership lead, which is about growing our referral network. He's only been with us for 2 months. So the new people are coming in to change the way we do business. So we brought the new blood to be able to, back to your point, adapt, evolve, change, use AI. They're the people that have allowed us to adapt to that, to use those new tools.
When you've brought people on, has it been a very conscious decision that you needed extra help within the business?
It's extra help, but also the people you bring on board, you have to ensure that they suit that culture. We screened a lot of individuals. Yes, the skill set was one thing, but they had to suit the culture that we have. We have a very, very tight-knit unit. We're a family. It's our what we call our work family. And we had to make sure that the people we bring in, yes, they have the skills, but also be able to fit within the culture, share common stuff that we all have. So.
How do you judge for that then?
It's hard, but obviously interviewing is one thing, but also screening through agencies and whatnot, but also just, ask around, talk to other people that have transacted or worked with these people in the past. It's, I suppose, it's hit and miss. You're lucky. Hopefully you're lucky more than you're not. So yeah, it's a funny one.
And obviously with the long tenure, these people have stood the test of time. They have been good
we've had some
fits.
good guys, but we've had some good times, some bad times. But I think what's important is if you lead by example and you back your staff, that creates that culture. Whereas for me, my staff are first, and even before our customers, our clients, I suppose. Own it. If you've done the right thing, if you've done the wrong thing, just own it up front. And it's all about just sharing the same visions and making sure that we're all in sync. And we are a family. We pride ourselves in that. And it's very, very, and Jenny would attest to that too. She knows our team very well. Shout
out to Jenny. I know that she's very sad that she can't be interviewing you for this herself.
It's a special day for her too.
She's having a very great day too. when you bring people in then to the business, bring them in the first day, what does family look like? When you say family, lots of people will happily just say, oh, we're family, we all work together. But what does it actually mean for you, and how does it influence how you all work together? What are the working relationships actually like?
Oh, initially the first week will be really trying to understand each other, what ticks. It's the first week is very much just a bonding time where you can just really understand and talk about family, what's important to them. They find out what's important to you, and you share these moments. And I say one thing, and I've said it to all my staff from the beginning: the day you get up in the morning and you don't want to be at work is the day you should leave. So you need to have that conversation with your staff. It's important. You need to look forward to coming to work. If you don't do that, it's the day you should make a decision to move on. It's important. We transfer that sense of family to our customers. Our clients are not clients. They're actually part of the Navigator family. Over the last 27 years, we do loans for the parents, their kids, and their kids. It's generational. So that's because they know they're a part of a family. We talk to our clients 7 days a week. There's no time limit. We get involved in their birthdays or family events. It's very, very family orientated.
And how do you keep that relationship then? Because obviously you're building these people up, these brokers and these people that work for you. You're training them, you're giving them skills, you're empowering them to be brokers in their own right. How do you keep that relationship going when they have, reached that next milestone for themselves? Is it that they do move on to somewhere else, or is it that you create new roles in the business?
We create new roles, new opportunities. The good thing, it's a collaboration. We try and get our staff to be involved in our new project or whatever we want to do. So their input is very important to what we do next. And I think once you get them involved in implementing what the next version or the next project we may do, it creates the excitement of doing something new. So it's refreshed. So I think it's very important to have your staff included in what changes you may or may not do, or any advancements or whatever. So at the end of the day, it's really having the staff connected. When you're making strategic plans, in having the staff involved in those and having their say in them, you'll find that a lot of the times you may change things that you thought was going to work, and taking their input. Many, many times it's happened to us.
And so more recently, when you have been really geared towards that growth and bringing on a general manager and all of that, how do you bring people in when you're looking for that growth and you're looking for skill sets that you don't know what they necessarily are? You talked before about maintaining that relevance. So in such an uncertain world, in what we're in now, and when you're looking to do so much more now and not rest on your laurels and sit back, is that a different conversation to some of the culture stuff as well?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Especially the GM we brought in is very IT savvy, and we needed that in order to be able to remain relevant and also be ahead of the curve in what the market expects us to, the AI revolution, so to speak. So, but also it's important when you've been running for 27 years, fresh set of eyes is very important, because you're complacent in how you do things and you think that's the right way to do things. It's not actually, sometimes it's still the right thing, but it may not be the most efficient way of doing things. So, and that's, we want people that will come in and use their talents and help change. Very important. You
talk as though you're very comfortable with that change.
My staff will think I'm not, but yeah.
But you seem very open to the fact that, you can't remain the same. And a lot of people can never reach that point. A lot of people do get stuck in their ways and just won't look outside. Has that been something that you've had to deliberately work on?
In the last year or two, yes. It's about Mortgage Navigators being around for another 25 years beyond me, and allowing my staff to have a benefit of the next 25 years and grow with it, and potentially other opportunities as well. So it's been hard for the last year or two, but I made a decision I have to do it, and we expand into other aspects of our business as well, and in other fields as well. And I think, it was hard for me, but I'm so excited I've done it. It's so refreshing.
And one way that I think you have done that is you've gone into business, I believe, with your son.
Well, my son owns another business.
He has his own business.
But in real estate, yeah.
And so he's running alongside of you, doing his own thing.
He's doing his own thing, and we're referral partners with a real estate organisation, estate.com.au, which is it's exciting. And I think he's given me that new look, that new lease. So it's really refreshing, really good. His business has grown.
It's one of those things where you're not competing with each other, but you're you're thriving off what, do you look at what he's doing and go, how can we do something like that too?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. As you know, lending and real estate is hand in hand. Look at LMG, for example, it's very important. And in the past, we used to refer to external parties, and now we're referring to my son's business, and it's a reciprocal thing. So for us, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah. And how was he about doing the same thing?
Yeah, he's cool. We fight daily, but it's all good. No, I'm just joking. It's good. It's really nice to be working with your son, but also seeing him excel in what he's doing. I think the next 2 or 3 years will be exciting for him.
Does he ever give you ideas as well?
For the last year or so.
Too many.
He's I suppose, to give him credit, he's the one that's pushed me to get into this growth thing. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Well, kudos to him and kudos to you for taking it on board, because not only is it hard to look at the outside world and take advice, but sometimes it's even harder to take advice from family.
Correct.
And, this growth, the piece that you're on, can you tell me a little bit more about where you sort of were looking to occupy a space and now where you kind of have changed your perspective and what you're now going, I think we can achieve this. I want to be achieving this.
In the past, it was all very ad hoc, very, very reactive in what we did. We had referrers that were giving us business on a reactive, not formal as such. So we've brought in a partnership lead. Adrian's role is predominantly not broking at all. He's not a broker. He's out there to just foster relationships with referrer partners, predominantly accountants at this stage. So we've gone to market and targeted, let's call it 50, 100 accountants, and trying to formalize a relationship with them and provide them the offering to their clients and make it a little bit more full. But I also set the expectation that if we're going to give you that accreditation with us or that referral agreement, we expect something from you. So it's very much and it's interesting because at the moment with all the media with accountants and all the fraud that's going on, it's
topical.
It's very topical, but everyone goes to me, why'd you do it now? It's good because our compliance and our risk on how we onboard these accountants is extremely important to do it right, and we're doing it right, and we're going to get LMG to have a look over it as well. That's just accountants, and obviously the real estate space where we line up with buyers agents and that sort of stuff. I feel that the accountant model and the buyer's agent or real estate are the two referrer partners that all brokers should look to. And we've been successful in doing so for years.
I don't want to dwell too much on the fraud piece, but I think it is worth just addressing again quickly. You mentioned you're doing everything correctly, but what does that look like to actually do that correctly? What's some of the due diligence that has been involved in making sure that you're setting up these referral partnerships the right way? Well,
that hence the role of the GM and obviously the partnership lead. So it's a second set of eyes, third set of eyes. You check everything. The onboarding is very specific and how we do things, all the registers we look at, and the police credit, everything we do, the questions we ask. It's almost like a 4 or 5 page application as you would become a broker to be accredited. So, and a lot of them, believe it or not, we may have approached say 70, 80 accounts and only 15 or 20 been accredited.
Yeah, wow.
And the reason is either we haven't, or they haven't provided the information because they don't feel comfortable, or it's not there. So it's a great screening process for us. So to have visited so many and only onboarded so far, I say maybe a dozen or two, is to say that we're screening it very well. And we're going to maintain that screening process throughout the whole accreditation. And we've told them that it's not a matter of just being accredited. We expect some volume. If it's not, the accreditation will cease or the referral program will cease. We'll keep on doing our checks during the course of each transaction. Fraud is funny because it's very topical, and a lot of businesses and the banks, look at the banks, they've been exposed to fraud. So it's very important to have a compliance team internally, but also have a second set of eyes, overlook all your files and hindsight checks and whatnot. So we do that regularly.
That's a 25% strike rate on getting those referrals up and running, but it's obviously still so worth it for you. You don't see that as wasted time.
Is it a waste of time?
No.
I don't think so, because it's with anything. It's like how many brokers get accredited with banks and BDMs don't get any leads from a broker and get one deal a year. It's a similar sort of scenario. I suppose it's if you can create, once you get accredited with it, once you sign up a referrer agreement with a referrer, you've got to then spend the time in getting them to understand what value we can add for their business. And once you create that, and you show the value, they can transfer the same sort of information to their clients and refer, and they get a fee out of it. So why not? If you can demonstrate that, stay in contact with your referrer at all times, showcase how good you are or what the industry is doing, then you'll be able to have that relationship. And it's with anything. Every accountant gives you the first deal. It's a bit of a funny one. It's a test case, and then after that, it's all smooth sailing after that.
And I'm curious, you're setting up all these avenues to get these referrals in. How much has your headcount expanded as a result? Was there already some room for growth within the current headcount, or are you bringing on more people to adapt?
We've also committed, we've got currently 3 contractors that are going to start July 1 for accounting purposes. So they're ex-bankers. They're looking to kick on, or they're looking to commit to coming on board in the first party space. They're contractors, purely commission based. And we need that to be able to service all the inquiries that we get through our referrer partners. And we're interviewing constantly. We're getting juniors that are going to start with us in August, September as well. And I think we're just going to go out there and I think we won't react to growth. We're going to bring in the staff before it happens. I think we're going to go back a little bit in order to be able to be ready and not react, be prepared. And I think it's going to be good. And the next 6 months will be testing, but yeah, we're excited about it actually.
Because it's a big investment. Have you run all the numbers? You're happy with your projections and everything?
God. Yes and no. No, I'm excited about it. That's what I am. And I think if you do it right, and when I say do it right, when you offer the right incentives, be incentives, if you set up the correct systems and you create the correct sort of environment and culture, you will attract talent. And I think with talent, sales will come if you get the right people. And I think it's about people. I'm investing in people at the moment. Mm-hmm. That's very important. People are very important.
It's always the most important thing, really, isn't it?
It is.
And so you talk about 25 years from now, building out your business in that respect. What are you hoping that Mortgage Navigators looks like then?
Still providing solutions for clients, giving the opportunity to become financially independent through property. How that looks with AI, it's interesting. I had a conversation this morning with someone with a company, and yeah, so it's interesting to see how things will change. And I think the next 2 or 3 years will be very, 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 very important for all our industry as a whole.
What's your feeling about AI and where everything's headed, the changes that have come in more recently and your own personal comfort with using AI?
I think there'll be different versions of what we do and how we apply it. I think there'll always be a need for a person, be it a broker,
of course,
to have that conversation with the consumer, to give them to solve that complex transaction. I think for vanilla type transactions, AI might be the quick fix for that generation. I think our industry will become more of an advisory model. We're advisors. So what we're trying to do with our business, we're currently in the process of rebranding our business, and we don't want to be brokers anymore. We want to be navigators. So we want to navigate people, and we want to navigate them through property, through wealth creation, through advice, planning for the future, helping their kids. It's no longer about writing a loan. It's about everything else and the loan as well.
Well, you've just unpacked a whole nother can of worms, which I'm going to have to quickly ask you about before we do wrap things up. A rebrand, What's that been looking like, and what's the process looked like, and how long has it taken? How much longer is it still going to take? And as you said, you're viewing the relationship differently. How important is it to do this rebrand?
It was very important for us to I suppose with change, people reconnect with you. They say, have another look in what's going on, what's changing. And it's an opportunity to showcase how good you are in certain things and new things that you're doing as well. It's not a massive, the name will remain the same. Part of the name will be there. But it's going to show that we just don't do mortgages. We do a lot of other things as well. And I think I want to showcase that the word broker has been used for for decades. And we don't want to be a broker anymore. We want to be a navigator. We want to navigate people in whichever way. We want to be on the journey with them from A to Z. So I think it was imperative to rebrand and go to market with that. So see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you're doing a lot right in your own business, because you really are responding to the needs of the customer. You're responding to the needs of, I guess, the mortgage industry more broadly, and to just what is happening with all that uncertainty that is out there. What would be your advice to other people out there who maybe they're just starting a business, maybe they've been in business for a long time but aren't really looking to grow, or maybe they're on the precipice of going, maybe I should take that next step and change things for myself? What do you think is one thing that people need to be getting right when it comes to working within this industry at this point in time?
very important to surround you, being around an environment with other, if we're talking about the broker industry specifically, it's having those conversations, catching up with brokers that have been here for decades like ourselves and asking what's worked and what hasn't worked. It's important to share that because a lot of people think it's easy. It's not hard. It's tricky. And I think we've had some instances in the past where it was touch and go with us as well. But the people I had next to me that grounded me and kept me sort of focused on the journey. And I think a lot of the younger brokers that are coming into the market now is partner up, talk to a senior broker, be it you're even through LMG and whatnot. But it's just hear about the stories, the good and the bad, and learn from those and plan ahead. And for me, you've got to get it wrong before you get it right. So very, very important.
George, I love that we've come full circle. And I think this is probably my key takeaway from this episode is just surround yourself with the right people. You talked about at the beginning of the episode, you wrapped it up again by talking about just how important it is at the end. So thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Before you do go though, one thing that we do ask all our guests here at Broker Bulletin is what is something that you do every single day? What is your 1%er that you think really makes a difference to your work, to your life, to your family that you cannot miss?
You got me off guard now. I wasn't prepared for that. I just make sure that I can help someone every day. I think what's important, a lot of brokers don't understand it's a privilege what we do. And being involved in someone's transaction could be their only property they ever buy. For me, it's exciting. And I think that if you keep yourself grounded and realize that you have just been privileged to be a part of that purchase, and I love that. And I think as long as you treat it as a privilege, not a job, then it'll keep you excited and looking forward to helping many, many more people. So that's what I look forward to every day.
George, your love for what you do is so evident, and it has been through this whole conversation. It has been an absolute privilege to speak to you today. Thank you again for your time. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
To everyone who is listening along, if you have a topic that you want us to discuss on an upcoming episode, please email us at brokerbulletin@lmg.broker. You can also reach us by DMing us on Instagram or on LinkedIn, and our producer will make sure that we get in touch with you ASAP. If you like this episode, make sure to rate and follow us in your favorite podcast store. And until next time, have a great day, week, month, wherever you are. Talk then. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Broker Bulletin. We would hate for you to miss an episode. Subscribe to Broker Bulletin in your favorite podcast app. Has this episode been helpful? We'd love you to rate and review us. It'll help us deliver content that's useful to you and help others discover us. If you have great ideas for topics worth tackling or have burning questions you'd like addressed on an upcoming episode, reach out. Links in the show notes. See you next time.